All right, Week 11 predictions video. Gonna knock this out. It's gonna be me and Gabe doing this video. We're gonna run through a whole bunch of stuff, including some stats, team stats, and player stats. Heisman Watch, top 25, all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and start off with the Heisman Watch. YC Rogers, the receiver for South Carolina, continues to lead the way. Harlem Berry, running back LSU, second. Lawrence Yearby climbs the rankings again, jumping into third for Kentucky. Fourth, QB Eli Holstein from LSU now in the running. And then fifth, defensive end Jordan Ross in there. I think Drops guy must have been the one that fell out. I think he was in third last week. Moving on to speaking of drop and things that don't fit where things that are where they're not supposed to be. Looking at the college football playoff bracket, projected LSU at 1, your Gators at 2 are projected to beat Savon. Kansas 3, Penn State 4. We got all users in there except for Ball State, which of course is the G5 person that has to get in every year. Although I think those rankings will change a lot.
Yeah, nor myself nor anybody thinks I'm actually going to get the bye game. I'm just hoping I maintain a good enough ranking to get a home playoff game. I think that would be cool.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal at home game or road game.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely one of the things on top I think on their fix list next year is getting these rankings right, because these
Good Lord, they have to.
They make no sense during the season.
All right, let's take a look at the top 25, then we'll do players of the week. So, looking at the top 25, LSU has jumped South Carolina for some reason. They are 1 and 2 at both at 10 and 0. Your Gators are third, the only other double-digit win team, followed by Kansas, Penn State, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia Tech, Alabama, and Colorado to finish out the top 10. We have 12. Is that really it? 13 users in the top 25 this week. So 3 less than last week. Obviously, don't want to see that, but hopefully we get some more people back in there this next week.
And one doesn't even belong there, so
yeah,
it's really 11.
Drop, right? No kidding.
Technically, Drop is one of them. Yeah, and Notre Dame shouldn't really be on this list either.
4 and 6 is crazy to be ranked. He ain't beat nobody either. National Defensive Player of the Week is Damian Shanklin. He was a fucking menace. 7 tackles and 4 sacks, and a big win for LSU at Mississippi State.
National, so CP. Do I even need to do this?
Sure.
The National Offensive Player of the Week is CPU Baylor's wide receiver who had 257 yards, 7 receptions, and 4 receiving touchdowns against CPU Oklahoma State in a complete CPU win, 53-51. That would have been a hell of a game.
That's
crazy CPU stat. That's the first time I've seen that happen. A national player of the week being a CPU.
It's happened before at last season, but I just checked. It's the first one this year. Moving on to the ACC. ACC Defensive Player of the Week. Looks like a sweep here for Georgia Tech. Elijah Groves, 11 tackles, an interception, and a touchdown, and a 45-10 win for Peso, getting himself back on track.
And his offensive player, Delonte Ramsey, 6 receptions, 140 yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns in the same game.
All right. The Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week, Braxton Myers, 9 tackles, an interception, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery in a 17-3 loss for Oklahoma at home to Ohio State.
And the offensive Bryce Underwood, I think, didn't he get it last week too?
No, like Taylor Tatum did.
Oh, okay. Anyway, Bryce Underwood, 10 for 13 last week against the Jack number 10 Colorado with a 55-14 stomp. He had 217 pass yards, 3 passing touchdowns. He also rushed for 3 rushing touchdowns on 28 yards.
Yeah, it was Colorado got beat the fuck up.
Yep.
Big 10 Defensive Player of the Week, Sean Byrne, 4 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown in that same 17-3 win for Hayden on the road.
Did they actually play for real?
Yeah, they
Or
did.
is that
That's the
okay?
real life
Yeah,
score.
yeah. That's the. I just because they
He
beef with each other all the time. Like
Yeah,
Mike
he
and
had
Twain.
LP in a fucking snuggie, and you're right though. Those two always going at it about their
Yeah, they're
games.
always yeah. I'm about to create a chat after that. Anyway, Michigan offensive player for the Big Ten, Matt Coates, Michigan, which is had a nice 35-28 good game against Oregon last week. He had 6 receptions, 94 yards, and 1 receiving touchdown. So not a big offensive week for the Big Ten.
I was gonna
He
say they
lost a
got to
pretty
do
average.
better. Not 90
Yeah,
yards and a touchdown.
yeah,
Like,
that's pretty average stat line right there for a player of the week.
oh man. All right, and then finally the SEC. Shanklin, of course, was the national player of the week. So the offense is.
Lauren Jerby, one of the Heisman contenders, who went up the ranks there. Big win against Ole Miss, 66-7.
That
He
was
had
a
eight
forced win.
receptions. Was that really?
That was a forced win.
Oh, that's how JJ
Holy
would have actually. That's crazy.
holy
That's how
shit.
JJ would actually beat him like that too. That's
Yeah.
crazy. You sure that's a force win?
I
There's no
swear to
way.
God. I swear it is.
He had 8 receptions, 172 yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns, and a force win. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I had to double take at it, but yeah, that's what it is. All right, go ahead and look at these conference standings. For the ACC, you and Savon, of course, have locked it up to meet in the title game. Looking at teams and their bowl eligibility chances, Virginia Tech, Clemson, and Louisville have all been eliminated. Georgia at 5-4, Miami at 4-5, both on the precipice there. They need to finish this season strong to get to the 6-win mark. And then Peso, of course, has already clinched a bowl. The Big
You think
12.
you think
Go ahead, sorry.
Peso? I don't. I was gonna look at the schedule. I don't know if Peso still has some outside playoff chance and out large bid to get
If
in.
he finishes 9-3, he's ranked what 8 right now, and he's already played
Yeah,
you and Savon, so he should be fine to get in. I would think so, as long
yeah.
as he doesn't lose one of these last 2 games. I don't know who he's got left, like Rob or one. G's is this week, and then Georgia, so he's got G's and Tim left.
Mm,
He should be fine.
yeah,
He'll be
I
on the
think so
road
too.
for sure, but.
Yeah.
Big 12, got a three-way battle here. Kansas, which is Ryan, continues to lead the way, but Oklahoma and Colorado both there. I don't think they've played yet either. So kind of a three-way chase there for that number 1 spot. The rest of the conference is absolute dog shit. Um, got 3 teams on the edge of being eliminated from bowl contention: Cal, Texas A&M, and USC. None of them can afford to drop a game. And then Texas and TCU rounding out the bottom of the barrel down there.
So I feel like Ryan's locked into one of the spots. I think it's
Surely,
just
surely,
between
right?
yeah, and then it's just between LP and Jack to see who gets the last two.
Well, Ryan's already beaten Jack, so I think he's got to play LP left. I think LP has Jack left too, so it's going to be important into the season for him.
Yeah.
Big Ten got Penn State leading the way at 4-0. Michigan's 4-1, but he has yet to play Penn State or Ohio State. So Hayden and Mike both sitting there with 2 losses, just on the edge. Mike did lose to both Des and V, so he's in some trouble. He needs some big time help. More so than that, though, not even talking about the conference championship game. Mike and Hayden are 4-5 each. Like, a bowl game is not even a guarantee at this point. So they
Yeah, but
gotta,
they're still in contention for their conference championship. It's kind of weird how this is shaking
yeah,
out.
there was another dog shit ass conference that let Miami do that one time. You know, uh, Rob went 5 and
oh,
fucking 7 and made his conference title.
that was first year. That was first year jitters, bro. You can't even count that for real.
Trash ass conference.
Can't even count that for real. He ain't done shit since then, bro. We don't gotta talk about that.
Dell is also still in contention for a bowl at 4-6. I guess Chap technically is too at 3-6, but both of them will need some miracles down the stretch here. And V, I didn't even see him. Not V, excuse me. Reese down there at 3-6 also. So a lot of teams with 5 and 6 losses for these last 2 conferences. And then finally we have the SEC. LSU at 5-0, looking pretty good, pretty solid. He's already beaten JJ and Twan. He's got dropped this week, so he wins this week. He's locked in. If he loses this week, there's a chance he could, under the right circumstances, fall out.
Because Drop already lost to Chapo, right?
No,
That's
Drops
his
only lost is
in-conference
me.
loss.
That's it.
Oh yeah, that is a good duh. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
about that. Yeah,
Drops
that's
only
really
lost.
hurting right now because he'd be in
Yeah,
prime position to take that
he
second
still
spot.
controls his own destiny. He only
Yeah,
needs to beat one of them. If he beats Kentucky or LSU, he's going to be in.
yeah.
So, well, I guess technically, if he beats Chapo, there could be a three-way tie. I don't know who would get in that situation, but so all three of them they control their own destinies for the most part to get in. Um, Alabama at 3-2, probably too much at this point, having losses already to Drop and to Chapo, but still a chance there for Twan. As far as bowl games go, those four have all clinched. I'm at 5-4. I'm going to clinch over these next couple weeks. Freeway is 4-5. He's got a tough schedule. Same for Tlu, so I doubt either one of them get to bowl eligibility. And then Ike is going to not be in the league here any moment as soon as we find a user. So look quickly at stats real fast, and then we'll do predictions. Let's do team stats. And we'll do it for each conference, even though Florida is leading the national offense. All right,
Yes, I
so
like that.
you have 900 more offensive yards than anyone else. It's probably because don't play defense and teams score on you quickly. Um,
Hey,
but
no, hey, don't you gotta give me more credit than that, bro. Like,
Florida leads the conference in offensive yards, while Miami, the other Florida team, in the bottom of the barrel for it. You also lead in passing yards with Rob last in passing yards. Louisville and Miami both really struggling to run the ball down at the bottom, while your Gators lead the conference in rushing yards too. So
yeah, y'all
pretty.
fucking haters out there saying I always pass. Okay, there's
It's
proof in
probably in
plain
stat
right there,
games.
bro.
Probably in stat games.
Nah,
Um, you and Savon both averaging 46 plus a game as well. Is pretty solid. Defensively, Peso has the best total defense to this point in the season. Your
we can
Gators,
skip this one.
your Gators
We can
are
skip this
very.
one.
You and Delvin very clearly at the bottom in the conference, giving up a ton of passing yards. Y'all too as well. Um, best
Damn, I got
passing
another
defense is
rushing.
Peso. Rushing defense, G's at 547. He always leads y'all's conference in rushing. I don't understand how, but he's leading the way. And
Because no one
they're
runs against a stat game. No one runs against
that's
them.
what it is. That's what it is. And Rob, E-Fly, and you all over 1,000 going up in the rushing category. I don't think we'll go through any of the other stuff. We'll do that for each conference. So Big Ten offensively, Ryan leading the way at
Skip the Big
4,300.
12.
I sure did. Big 12, that's what I meant. Sorry. Big 12 offensively, Ryan leads the way, followed by Morg somehow. In the bottom of the conference is Dwayne. Now, passing, Dwayne is last, while Morg leads the conference at 3,500 yards. But he is dead last in rushing yards in the conference. So they're airing that bitch out over there in Berkeley. While two teams over 1,000 yards, it's Oklahoma and Colorado. Um, Offensively, only 13 points a game for Dwayne is tough.
Yeah, very
Defensively,
downhill thing.
Dwayne technically has the best defense in the conference at 2,600 yards allowed, while Morg has given up 4,300 yards. Holy shit!
Fucking trash ass.
Holy shit!
Motherfuckers defense made a paper.
Yeah, that defensive rating says 91 beside it too, so I don't want to hear anything.
Bulls let up 415 fucking points.
Good God, bro. He's allowed the most passing yards by far at, here you go, Alicia, at 3,200. The best passing defense has been D-Nice. Best run defense has been Oklahoma. And the worst run defense has also been Cal. So passing, running, doesn't matter. Anybody's doing whatever they want on Cal. Big Ten, offensively, Dell leads the conference in offensive yards so far. Worst is Hayden. Wow. Passing yards, Hayden is last. Most is Notre Dame. Rushing yards, lowest is Mike. No surprise there. Most is Des. This conference, despite being people that I would consider like runners more than passers, there's not a lot of rushing going on here. Not a lot of offense in general, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's
But
definitely the most anemic offensive class of the league. This
yeah,
conference
this is
is.
this is tough. Defensively, Chap posts the best total defense to this point in the season. Worst has been Mike. Chap lowest passing allowed, most from Notre Dame. Lowest rushing allowed by Des, pretty good there. Most allowed by Mike there as well. So Missouri can't stop shit right now either.
Or run the ball. They can't
Yeah, or
run the
run the ball.
ball or stop the run.
Yeah, that's tough. Offensively for the SEC, Chapo 4,100 yards leads the way. JJ up there second 3,900. Last is T-Lou at only 2,000 exactly. He's also passed for the lowest amount. Most passing is by JJ. He's got 700 more yards than anybody else. T-Lou's only ran for 144 yards this entire season through 9 games. I don't know what the math on that is, but it's really bad. While the most is Chapo at 1,400. Good chance that 2 more get over 1,000 there in the conference, though, with me and Twan at least. 58 points per game and 60 points per game is absolutely fucking absurd. But that leads the conference for Kentucky and LSU. Lowest is T-Lou. At least the country. Yeah. Good lord. Defensively. So Drop has the best defense. Over by about 100 yards over Mississippi State. Most, of course, is Ike. And then Freeway. Lowest passing yards allowed is JJ. Most is Freeway. Lowest rushing yards allowed is Twan. No surprise there at only 474. Most is, besides Ike, is JJ's given up nearly 1,000 rushing yards so far. That should do it for those. We get into the predictions now. All right, so this is not a crazy week of games. Like, there's, I would say, like 3 really good games, but other than that, it's nothing special. Starting off with the ACC, we have the Tecmo Bowl between the 3-7 Virginia Tech Hokies. G's travel to Atlanta to play the 8th-ranked 7-3 Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, which is Peso.
I think Pesos got back in the stride since the game at Florida a couple weeks ago. I expect him with his offense to roll here. I don't know if G's really has an answer for this style of offense, so I'm gonna pick. Peso plays pretty good defense too, so I'm gonna pick Peso to win here. I'd say 31-14.
Yeah, the turnover bug has just bit G's extremely hard to finish the season here. He's not playing as well as he played last year or at the beginning of the year. So I think he's going to struggle in this game, especially on the road. Peso should roll here easily. I'm going to say Georgia Tech wins it 30. Let's go 35-10. Next, we have the 2-7 Clemson Tigers, which is EFY travel to Athens to play the 5-4 Georgia Bulldogs, which is Tim.
Georgia and Clemson a rivalry for real?
It shouldn't be. They've only played like fucking 9 times ever, but the game has it as a rivalry.
It's a weird. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Um. Both teams have had pretty. Tim's had a decent season, I guess, to his standards. EFI definitely is on a down year. He is trying though. With that said, it's at Athens, but I'm gonna go EFI here. I think I feel like they're both really similar built teams. I think EFI's scheme will match up pretty well with Tim's. I would take EFI, a close game. I would say it's 34-31 EFI.
Not right now, Alicia.
On the road.
That's yeah, it's about right. I think it's hard to pick against EFI in this game. Tim is 5-4, but I don't think he's beaten anyone very good this year. I think EFI will get the win here in a close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I'll say 28-20 Clemson beats Georgia.
Yeah.
Next, we have the 4-5 Miami Hurricanes traveling to Louisville to play the 2-7 Louisville Cardinals. This is Rob playing at Delvin. This is a big game for Rob to finish the season. He needs to get 2 wins. He's got Cal and Georgia after this. So I'd say this one probably needs to be a win.
Yeah, Rob, both of these teams again having disappointing seasons. I'll take Rob on the road here. To win though. He's played some users tough. Not me, but some users. Um, uh, Delvin doesn't have that good of a squad right now, so um, I will take Rob. I'll say 30, 38 to 10.
Yeah, I think Rob rolls here as well. He's been playing decent well to these last couple weeks. Give me Miami 35 to 14 over Louisville. Moving on to the Big 12. One of our games of the week, two 4-6 California teams going up against here. You got USC, which is Dave, traveling to Berkeley to play the California Golden Bears, which is Morg.
Yeah, both this big game for both these teams. Bowl game elimination.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good point.
um, the definitely a big game. And I'm pretty sure Dave and Morg they have history of each other because Morg was in like I think he was in his league from before,
Yes.
like in the previous Mads and stuff. So they know each other. So yeah, I feel like hopefully this game gets played and Morg doesn't duck. It should be a good game. Um, on the road, I want to take Dave. They both still have at this point in the season. Dave's played a lot of users close, and we just went over stats, and Moore couldn't stop a snail. If the fate of the world depended on it. So I'm gonna take Dave to go on a roll on offense here, and on the road, I'll say he beats them 42 to 31.
Yeah, I don't think Dave's going to be able to stop. I mean, I don't think Morg's going to be able to stop Dave now. Morg does make adjustments, so he plays a little better at home with his passing game. I think Dave's defense has been good, though. I think that Dave will win this game. It won't be some crazy blowout, but give me USC 30. No, I'm gonna go higher than that. I'm gonna go 42 to 31. USC beats Cal.
Spike Zach scored.
Is that what you said?
That's
I missed the
exactly
score.
what I said.
Yeah, well, shit, I missed that. Um, so fourth ranked Kansas at 7-2, which is Ryan, travels to Austin to play the 1-8 Texas Longhorns. Dwayne not having the year he wants to have this year.
Damn, yeah, I didn't even know it was that bad. 1-8. Sheesh. Um, yeah, Ryan should win easily here. I'm surprised that more than like 10,000 fans show up in Austin. Um, Ryan's been cruising. I expect him to keep trying to make some. I don't think he has a Heisman candidate, does he? I don't think so. Anyway, yeah, his offense and defense should roll here. I expect him to win big. I'd say 55 to 10 is the final score.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of points for Ryan. Dwayne will score a little bit, but it obviously won't be enough. I'll say Kansas wins at 56 to 14. Next, 3-6 Texas A&M Aggies, which is Chevy, travels to Boulder to play the 10th-ranked Colorado Buffaloes, which is Jack. If Jack wants to maintain the success that Dean started the season with and make the playoffs, this has to be a win.
Yeah, definitely. And this is Chevy has to win out to even make a bowl. So big game, I guess, for both their perspectives. Um, I think this could be a sneakily good game. I feel like Chevy isn't like a horrible. I don't think it's a horrible matchup for Chevy. Um, they both like to run the ball. Both have decently built teams. On the road in Boulder, even though I still think Chevy has a chance. I think the game will be close, but I'll take Jack to win it at the end. Lower scoring, I'll say it's a 27 to 24 game.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a blowout either. I like Jack at home there. I'm going to go 27 to 14. Colorado wins. Leslie's going to get his first win of the year and a forced win. And then finally, we have the 3-6 Oregon Ducks, which is Reese, traveling to Norman to play the 12th ranked Oklahoma Sooners with 6-3, which is LP.
I've seen Reese play the last couple times, and the offense is actually pretty good. You just can't. He has these meltdowns like at the end of the games and stuff where he just starts throwing like making some dumb
Well, you know he
decisions.
knows E-Fly in
That
person,
everything.
so that probably has something to do with the meltdowns at the end of the game. Yeah.
That's a crazy thing to say. Anyway, again, this is an elimination game with bowl contention for Reese. Um, LP coming off a bad loss to Hayden. I think he'll at home. I think he'll use this to get right game and continue his playoff aspirations because LP can't lose another game. So yeah, big game for both of them again. I'll take LP to win here. 35 to 21.
Yeah, I like LP here at home. I think it was on the road. Maybe Reese gives him a game, but I'll take Oklahoma here, 31 to 14. Big Ten rivalry game here. 4-5 Ohio State, which is Hayden, traveling to Beaver Stadium to play the fifth-ranked 7-2 Penn State Nittany Lions, which is Des. Big time game here. Winner is locked into the conference title game, and if Hayden loses, he's probably locked out.
Winner's locked in. So even if Hayden wins, he's
Well,
locked into
excuse
the.
me, I shouldn't say that. Assuming Hayden also beats V, I shouldn't assume.
Okay, I see what you're saying now. I didn't know the rest of Hayden's schedule. Um, yeah, big game. Especially weird for Hayden because not only does he need to win this to even have a chance at the playoffs, but he has to win this to like have a chance at making a bowl. Um,
His last two
this,
games are Jazz and V.
okay, he's making a bowl game. Well, I would say that V's been playing better,
Yeah.
so he needs to win this for the safe side of things, just to him not miss the bowl game completely. He's in a weird limbo spot where he could make the championship game, but then not make a bowl. So it's kind of weird. It's on the road, so it's gonna be really tough for him. I don't know if it'd be like a whiteout game, even though it is a rivalry game, so it could be, but he's not ranked, so I'm not sure how that would affect him. Either way, Penn State's a tough place to play. Um, I'm gonna take. He came off a good win against LP. It's tough. I'm gonna take Hayden on the upset here.
Oof.
I don't know why. I just have. I have a weird feeling that they might lock in if he if he stops the run, which his team's been pretty good at. I could see Des. Not the greatest passer in the world. I could see Des getting into binds and Hayden winning close. I'm gonna say it's a low scoring defensive game. Um, I'd say Hayden wins 17 to 14.
This one screams low scoring for sure. It was impressive last week. Similar type of offense from Oklahoma and Penn State that Hayden kind of locked LP down to 3 points. I think Hayden's offense is struggling, but his defense looks to be playing great. I'm going to take Penn State in a close game, though. I think he's going to win it. Let's go 20 to 17 over Ohio State. V is getting a force win over Michigan State. Next, we have 4-5 Missouri, which is Mike playing in Seattle against the 1-8 Washington Huskies, which is
That's a
Jazz.
trophy? What the fuck?
Yeah,
What's
it's like
it?
Paul Bunyan's axe, I think is what it's called.
I've never seen that symbol. It looks funny. Anyway, yeah. Mike at Jazz. Mike should win pretty easily here. I don't know what his last two games are. Who he has
It
to.
is, it is Chap and Tilo, so he should
Okay,
he
so
should be going.
he's gonna make a bowl. He's gonna make a bowl game. He should pretty much coast into his off season, with these games. Try and uh, work on some stuff for next year since he's definitely out of playoff contention. Um, but yeah, Jazz should be a nice little win on the road for him. Um, I'd say he wins, passes a lot, so it'll probably be a good blowout. I'll say he wins 56 to 7.
I'm gonna go 59 to. Defense still is bad. I'm gonna go 59-14 Missouri and give up a little bit more points. Next, 23rd ranked Notre Dame at 4-6 travels to College Park to play the 3-6 Maryland Terrapins. That is Dell playing at Chap.
And it was great. Like, yeah, all these people be saying like Dell's like he's really good. Like he'd be like the
Yeah,
top
I don't
five
know, bro.
loser, the
I
top
ain't
five
seen it
loser in the
yet.
Mag. Oh, this game, Chap has had some weird wins this year, like against users, or like every year he always has those weird wins, and I feel like this might be one of those times. I feel for some reason Chap at home, I feel like he's gonna win something like 24 to like 17 or something like that. It's just I don't know why. I could be completely dead wrong, but I'm dead ass gonna go with Chap here, 24 to 17.
I don't think we're going to see some super high scoring game. I think that we're looking for more like I'll go Notre Dame 28-13 on the road. I think he'll just kind of get it done. He has to win. It's a bowl eliminator game. Both of them have 6 losses, so both of them have to
Yeah,
win. Um, Dell's game next week is versus Reese, so it'll be a big game to see if he goes bowling or not. Moving on to the SEC, which is where the good games are this week. Going to disregard Ole Miss and Arkansas. TCU's getting the force win. Um, but we'll do my game first, and we'll finish up these last two. 5-4 Mississippi State traveling to Nashville to play the 4-5 Vanderbilt Commodores, which is Freeway. Freeway lost last week at home to TCU. So
yeah, he just was saying that like this game's trash and stuff. No, bro, bro, you losing it. Never mind. I ain't gonna go on freeway right interstate right now, bro. Um,
interesting.
um, Jason should go in there with his play style and win this pretty easily. Um, his offense isn't really. I mean, Vanderbilt's roster to begin with isn't good. So that's the only leeway I give this dude. But I mean he be talking crazy sometimes in chat, and he out here losing to T. So it kind of offsets itself. So I'm gonna take Jason here on the road to win. Now you're not gonna score a lot of points because you don't really play like that. I'll say he'll score 31. It's a high scoring game for you. I'll say he scored 31-17.
Yeah, we'll get it done. I'll say 35-17. State wins. These last two, obviously the heavyweight hitters, and probably the team that is not favored is the home team, so it makes them even more interesting. Number one LSU 10-0 travels to Knoxville to play the seventh ranked 5-4 Tennessee Volunteers, which is drop.
Um, damn.
I don't feel like this is
I
difficult.
I'm gonna go with Chapo here. The only thing is because Drop's got a actual. Think we just went through the stage. Like, doesn't he lead in rushing defense?
Yeah,
And I feel like Chapo's controllability going to Nealon relies on that rushing game. And Drop actually has a team that I feel like that will slow that down a lot. It did against me, and I've been rushing good, and it does against obviously everyone else because the standings they say so. So that's the only reason why I think this is closer than it might be. I will still say that Chapo will get it done. I think he has the overall better roster. I think he'll still find ways to use his running back and his other weapons. I think it'll be a close game. I think Drop's home crowd will keep him in it. Um, but I say Chapo wins. I'd say 38-35 LSU.
I don't think there's any way that Drop scores that many points. Drop's defense is solid this year. It's good, and he's got a good roster to go with it. So I think Chapo's not going to be able to score at will. As long as he doesn't turn the ball over, he should win. I think that as long as Drop can keep himself in the game and be able to run and pass, he'll be fine. But at the end of the game, if he has to pass, it could get ugly. Um, so I'm going to say LSU just kind of pulls away with this one, throughout the game, and LSU wins it. I'll go 31-17 over Tennessee. Yeah, 31-17. Next, we have sixth-ranked Kentucky at 7-2. That's JJ. Traveling to Tuscaloosa to play the ninth-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide at 7-3, which is Twan. Twan actually has beaten JJ here before, so it is an interesting game.
This one's my game of the week.
I think so
Uh,
too.
this one I think it's gonna be a really good game. I've been thinking about it for like since I've been picking to drop one, but um, it's a very important game for Twan. If he loses this, he's pretty much out of playoffs. JJ probably still has a chance if he loses. It's in Tuscaloosa. Um, and JJ's also taking some pretty two bad losses here. Not to bad users, but like the way he lost was bad.
Yeah.
And the way Twan plays, if he's clicking, I could see him exploiting those same things those other two users exploited. I don't see him if Twan. I'm gonna pick Twan to win. I don't really know if it's an upset because they're ranked 9 and 6, but um, I don't think it'll get nearly as bad as the other losses do. I think it'll be a pretty good game to the end. But I think Twan with his defense, rolling the clock down to the end, I think he'll pull away. I think he wins 10-point game. I'll say 30, 31-21 Twan.
Yeah, I think we get an absolute nail biter in this one. Last year, JJ was pretty balanced offensively, and his team looked better because of it. But this year, we went through the stats. You saw he's only run for 500 yards. He's struggling to stop the run on the defensive side of the ball too, which greatly advantages Twan, especially being on the road where JJ's adjustments won't be as easy. I thought I was going to be the only one picking Twan, but we got a 2-0 sweep here. I'm picking Twan at home as well. I think that JJ's been a little bit more turnover prone. He's not running the ball quite as well. He's not stopping the run quite as well. And that Alabama defensive line is no fucking joke. Like I mean, you got a platinum quick drop on one side and a gold on the other, and both of them have other abilities too. So I think it's going to be tough for JJ, and Twan wins this one. I'm going to say, man, I'm going to say he wins it 21-19. He'll be up 21-13. JJ will score, go for two, and won't get it, and that'll be the game.
Weird ass score.
Yeah, maybe. That's gonna do it for predictions videos. Everybody, make sure you're up to date on rules, so we don't have to suspend anybody for that. Stream the games that are supposed to be streamed, and stay on top of these advances. Keep going. We're on pace right now to complete 10, possibly 11 total seasons. Which in December, I mean, obviously this is really good pace, so hopefully we keep at this.